How you doing, ladies and gentlemen? Coach Steve here with your theme of the month. Got my man Johnny with me today. We're going to be going over for this month to close the year out. We're going to come back to combinations. Now, we've had different combination series where we talked about combining your passes or combining your submissions. In this scenario, we're going to talk about combining techniques in general. And the rule of thumb is always going to be your first attack is going to be the most heavily defended attack. Regardless of what you do, you're probably going to defend that the most, right? And so this is going to give us the option to kind of open up the playbook a little bit. We start with some submissions, end up with a sweep. We start with a sweep, maybe we end up with a submission. Maybe you start with one sweep and you end up with a different kind of sweep, right? All because this guy is trying to prevent you from doing that first one, right? So let's go ahead and get into it. A lot of times when we're in these scenarios, right? Like one of my favorite combinations is you do what we call a come-up sweep or a hip bump sweep into a kimura, right? And so we like to break this guy down, and anytime he starts to posture back up, this is where we want to follow him up and try and finish with that come-up sweep, right? But this is the common thing that we run into there is I break him down, when he comes up, I'm here, he's posted. I can't budge him, right? I can't budge him, he's got this post. What we do now is I'm just gonna drop back down, connect to his wrists, and I'm already over his shoulder. As you can see, I've got my kimura grip. We block his exit, we scoot out, we lock him in, and we've got our finish. He tried so hard to stop me from sweeping him, I took his arm. Then you get scenarios where we're here, and say I try to go omoplata, right? I need to be able to fill that space in between Johnny's knee. So his natural defense for this, or what he's gonna do to kind of prevent me from getting there, if I need to go up and forward, he's gonna try and close this space off, and he might even start to back up. Once I feel him backing away from me, I know my direction needs to change. Instead of trying to go up and bring him to me, I'm gonna grip switch and come forward and meet him using my tripod one. Man, let's say we're even at a tournament, and Johnny's watching me tripod one sweep everybody, okay? We're here, I'm able to make my grip switch. He knows this is coming. He stabilizes himself. He stabilizes himself. But by him trying to stabilize himself against this, he allows for that switch to come into play. And we hit him with what we call tripod three. So the key here is having a balance and understanding your attacks. Have something that is applicable across the board, regardless if you have a small opponent, a large opponent, good opponent, or not so good, right? Everybody's gonna hate on your first attack. Have something to follow it up, and make sure you're working on those things specifically, okay? You guys have a wonderful rest of the year. That's your theme of the month.